My dad turned 60, and my family celebrated by ordering a $1,000 dinner on my card like it was automatic. My sister even laughed and called me the corporate sponsor. So I stood up, walked out, and let the manager do what I should have done years ago. We were at this downtown place with chandeliers and a wine list that looked like a car payment. Dad clapped for another round. My brother and my sister treated the menu like a shopping spree. Lobster, deluxe sushi platter for two. A reserve glass of wine that cost more than my weekly groceries. I stared at my water and did the math like I always did. 3 years of this. Ever since I got promoted in finance, every family moment became a celebration that somehow ended with my card. No one asked. No one thanked me. They just ordered bigger when I stayed quiet. I finally said soft, maybe we go easy tonight? My sister smiled sweetly and said louder, relax. You've got it. You're basically our corporate sponsor. The table laughed. Nearby tables glanced over, and something in me went cold. I texted my boyfriend Tyler under the table. They're doing it again. He shot back, walk away. The manager's on duty tonight. I already talked to him. I watched my mom order another bottle like she was pouring my boundaries into the sink. Then I stood up, holding my phone like it buzzed. I'm gonna take this call, I said. Nobody cared. Dad launched into a golf story. My brother argued with my sister about reality TV. I walked to the door. Then I stopped. Then I looked back. They were mid-bite, mid-laugh. My sister didn't even look up. My mom didn't ask where I was going. My dad raised his glass to family and still didn't meet my eyes. So I pushed through the door. Next, I walked past the hostess. After that, I said, yeah, I'm finished. Then I stepped into the night and didn't turn around. I sat in my car while my phone exploded. My sister, where are you? The manager said the bill hasn't been paid. My brother, we're sitting here humiliated. My dad, answer your phone right now. Not one message asked if I was okay. Not one asked why. I could picture it perfectly. The manager walking up with that polite smile. I'm sorry, but it looks like your card has been removed from our payment system. My sister's face going stiff first. My mom digging through her purse, praying her card worked. My dad turning that particular shade of red when he's not in control, because I'd heard them before. Thanksgiving, I stood around the corner with pie in my hands and my sister laughed. Why save when she's got us covered? Not my name, just my paycheck. The next morning, they showed up at my apartment like an angry parade. My sister barged in first. My dad paced like he owned my living room. My mom cried into my chair. What were you thinking? Dad snapped. We've always been there for you. I didn't yell. I just went to my desk and slid a folder onto the coffee table. A spreadsheet, every celebration since my promotion. Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, random just because dinners. The total at the bottom was highlighted, $17,280. My sister's face tightened. You tracked us? I tracked my money, I said, because nobody else respected it, Mom sobbed. After all we've sacrificed for you. I held her gaze. Name one sacrifice you made for me in the last 5 years. Silence. The kind that makes people look at their hands because their mouths have nothing left. My dad finally tried. We're family. Like that was a receipt. A week later, they asked to move on at a cheap diner like my boundaries were a phase. Dad said, you felt underappreciated. We get it. Can we just drop it? So I slid one page across the table. Separate checks. No comments about my spending. No jokes about me paying. If they wanted me in their lives, they had to act like I was a person. Dad scoffed, called it ridiculous. I stood up to leave, and that's when my sister surprised me. She looked at him and said, she's right. We treated her like an ATM. My dad's face pinched like he'd bitten a lemon. He wasn't ready to apologize. Neither was he. But my mom and brother started showing up differently. They came to my place with a simple dessert, a mid-shelf bottle of wine, and actual questions about my life. No reach for the check, no little digs, just effort. My dad and sister stayed distant for a while. I stopped chasing them. Funny how peaceful life gets when you stop buying people's love. I didn't lose my family that night at the fancy restaurant. I lost the job they hired me for without my consent, and I never applied again. What would you have done? Walk out like I did, or pay and swallow it again?